Hey, I'm back, and if you don't know, I've been gone for the last couple of months or so. Um, but now I'm gonna make a new video, and in this time, I have watched lots of 2021 stuff. Actually, yesterday I got back from the theaters from watching Spider-Man No Way Home, and I'm gonna make a separate video on that. But I just wanted to recap everything I've seen from 2021 since I've seen a lot, and I'm just gonna put like a bunch of mini was blank worth the watches into one big was blank worth the watch. So. Let's begin with the Marvel stuff I watched. So, the first Marvel thing I watched was Shang-Chi, and I did not like it. At first, I thought it was okay, and I gave it a 6 out of 10. And then as time went on, I gave it a 5 out of 10, and now it's at a 4 out of 10 because I really do not like this movie. It's so soulless, so corporate. There's really not even internal struggles for the characters, and it's just really convenient for them as well. The final fight is just a random CGI mess that struggled to keep me entertained. And if I'm going into a Marvel movie where I want to see all this action, is like lots of explosions and stuff, at least bother to make it entertaining. It was so it was such a boring fight, I don't want to spoil anything, but yeah, it was a CGI boring fight scene, and I really do like some fight scenes in this movie, like the bus fight, but others they just are not good, like at all. And I really couldn't care less about any of the characters except for Mandarin, and even Mandarin, Tony Leung does an amazing performance, but it's just he just kind of I don't know, he doesn't feel as fleshed out as other Marvel villains, and he just kind of well, if you know, you know. If you've seen the movie, you know. I don't want to spoil anything because it's only been out for a few months, but yeah, it was bad. I do not like Shang-Chi. And after that, I watched the show What If. I don't like the show What If. It's just, there's a mix in these types of shows when it's like episodic. There are good episodes and there are bad episodes. But in What If, there are mostly bad episodes and a couple or so good episodes. And so the good outweighs the bad, and it becomes a bad show that really, really, really got boring at times, and I struggled to turn on the TV every week for a new episode. It was, I don't know how to say it. The first episode, it was literally just Captain America, the first Avenger, but the roles were reversed, and it struggled so badly from pacing issues. Like, even the new stuff they tried to do, it just got glossed over so quickly because it was so fast. You can tell a lot of these stories were not meant to be put into the 30-minute format, and they just get rushed by so quickly, and it feels unsatisfying. Like, you didn't even see a story. Like, it feels like you just saw a small part of everything that sped by, like a montage or something. And I think the only exception to this was the Doctor Strange episode, which everyone keeps, talking about and everyone loves, and it's because it's really good. And that's probably the only episode I really, really love from the 9 episodes in What If. So yeah, not worth the watch. 4 out of 10 for both Shang-Chi and What If. Um, and then after that, I did see Eternals, and I did really like Eternals. When I got back from it, I gave it an 8 out of 10. But I think it's a 7 now. I think I'm happy with a 7 out of 10 for Eternals. I found it pretty good. I really liked some of the shots in it because you can tell Chloe Zhao is actually a capable filmmaker, unlike other Marvel filmmakers. And I really like some of the characters. What I did not like was the plot twist and some of the pacing issues. And, sometimes the humor faltered, and I hated the villains. So, there's a lot that's not wrong, but it's really enjoyable, and it's really entertaining for the 2 hours and 30 minutes, nearly 3 hours. Well, nearly 2 hours and 40 minutes, which is nearly 3 hours. I don't know what I'm saying. It was good. I liked Eternals. 7 out of 10, worth the watch. Okay. I think we're done with Marvel. I haven't started Hawkeye yet because, well, I started it, I watched half the episode, and I didn't feel like finishing the episode. So there are 5 episodes out currently, and I think I know what goes on in episode 5 because I got it spoiled. But I think we're gonna move on from the Marvel stuff and talk about the other movies I watched. So, first, I did see The French Dispatch, Wes Anderson's latest and most Wes Anderson-y film, and I love Wes Anderson films. Okay, I think they're marvelous. I think they're really fun to watch, and Fantastic Mr. Fox is in my top 3 favorite movies of all time. So, if you know me, you know I love Wes Anderson, and this is pure Wes Anderson. I loved every second of The French Dispatch, and I absolutely loved the vibrant colors, the symmetry. It's literally Wes Anderson at his most Wes Anderson-y, and I find that genius. I find that so fun, and like it gets sad when it ends because I just didn't want it to end. It needs to be longer. Wes, make a 3 hour long movie, make a 4 hour long movie. I don't care. Make the movies longer. I don't want to sit there for 1 hour and 40 minutes having the time of my life and then having it end in 1 hour and 40 minutes. Like, come on. The French Dispatch, I think, has quick. The French Dispatch, I think, has quickly become one of my favorite movies ever. I just find it such a joy to witness, and I think I do really want to rewatch it. And I think all 3 stories were absolutely perfect. Like, I loved all 3 of them, and overall, I think it was one of the funniest times I've ever had at a theater. So, 10 out of 10 for The French Dispatch, worth the watch. So then, I want to talk about some movies that I didn't really like that much. What I'd consider to be the worst movies of 2021. Before I want to end the video on a positive note, you know what I mean? So, Home Sweet Home Alone. 2 out of 10, not worth the watch. That's all I have to say about it. I did not enjoy it at all, and I think it's stupid to make the villains, the thievers, sympathetic, and I think it's a stupid movie, and the only thing saving it was that one cameo. And then the other movie is Diary of a Wimpy Kid, the new one. 2 out of 10 again. I do not like it. I feel like it's the least amount of effort I've ever seen in a movie. There's no creativity behind it. The animation looks like really bad, like super bad, and it's clocking in at 58 minutes, yet it feels so long. And some of the voice actors kind of recorded their lines in a bathroom with a broken mic. It just felt so rushed. They cut out so many bits from the books and the movies. It just feels low effort. Like, they just want to make money and get this movie over with. And I wanted to get the movie over with as well, but maybe I wouldn't have if they had actually tried to make a good movie. So yeah, I hate both those movies. Definitely not worth the watch. Don't even touch them. Don't even look at them. Okay, I want to end this video on a positive note now. So we're just gonna go over 3 more movies. Venom, Let There Be Carnage is such a fun movie. And like the first one, it is so stupid that it's actually good. And I actually really like it. And I'd say it's a 6 out of 10, but I'd say worth the watch. Because if you didn't know how I rate stuff, I just go, if it's a 6 out of 10 or lower, it's not worth the watch. If it's a 7 out of 10 or higher, it's worth the watch. And Venom, Let There Be Carnage is a 6 out of 10, but it's still worth the watch because it's one of the funniest, worst movies I've ever seen, and it's incredible. It's pure cinema. Okay, so before we end the video, we have 2 more movies. 1, The Guilty. I really did enjoy The Guilty, and I get some of the problems, and I really need to see the Danish original, but I like Jake Gyllenhaal a lot, and I like this movie a lot. I found it super engaging, and I found the plot twist really unpredictable. It's definitely not perfect. I think it could have used better sound design, and I think it could have used a bit better pacing. I know I have many issues with pacing, but pacing is one of the most important parts of a film, I think, because if a film feels too fast or too slow, then it's hard to fully enjoy it. But The Guilty was really good, and I really, really liked it, and Jake Gyllenhaal was hands down the best part of the film, because he was actually really, really amazing, and I think every performance he's done is really amazing, and I think this movie is great. So yeah, 8 out of 10, worth the watch. And finally, No Time to Die, the new James Bond and the final Craig Bond film. And I think it was a great send-off for Daniel Craig as James Bond. I found the nearly 3 hour, 2 hours and 45-minute runtime. It wasn't that noticeable. I think they could have worked on Rami Malek's character a bit more, but I really don't have that many flaws with it. I think it was really good. It wasn't my favorite Craig Bond film, because I think that definitely goes to Skyfall, and maybe I'm just a sucker for pretty visuals, but Skyfall is amazing. But No Time to Die, it was actually a really, really great send-off. Daniel Craig was incredible, and I like what they did with some of the side characters, even though some could have done with more development, but I get it. It's really long, and it wanted to focus on Daniel Craig, and thus it was an incredible send-off to him, and I think it did a great job of ending the franchise. 8 out of 10, worth the watch. And so, that is everything I've watched lately, and by lately I mean everything that I've watched since September, but I never bothered to make a video about them, and that's about it. So I'll be back with another video about No Way Home, perhaps tomorrow, I want to say. But yeah, have a good day. And I'm sorry if this video is really messy, because it is.